Come on, come on. Antidote, come on. Well, I'll be greased and fried. What in blue blazes is the circus doing up in these parts?
I'm gonna say something controversial here. I like clowns.
Clowns are funny.
Really? I can understand why folks may find them terrifying. Their pale, white skin, bright flashy colors like that of a poisonous frog, and the need to constantly be happy no matter the situation. Such behavior can be unnerving. However, the topic of a circus is much more different for me. I find that those can be unnerving. A strange tent appears enticing you with smells and sounds of fun, yet just beneath the surface there's something unnerving about it, and you can't quite place what it is, but you still want to go to it anyways. Given the state of the world these past few years, it's probably been difficult for people to engage in activities like going to the circus. But what if I told you that you could experience the circus right from your own home? Well, besides logging onto Twitter, why not watch a neat little animated pilot called The Amazing Digital Circus? The Amazing Digital Circus is a 2023 animated dark comedy pilot released by Glitch Productions. According to their website, Glitch Productions is a fully self-sustained Australian indie animation studio. They've had multiple animated shows over the years. Although, if I'm being honest, the only one I've really heard of besides the recent pilot was Murder Drones, and even then that was through cultural osmosis. So basically, I wasn't too familiar with the studio. But from what I've sampled, they are pretty good at animating. However, much of their content isn't necessarily my style, but that could be because I'm an old man who doesn't understand what's hip anymore. But I certainly did enjoy their latest venture. What drew me to the Amazing Digital Circus was the person who was behind it. For people who aren't terminally online like me and may not know who this person is, the internet artist, animator, musician Gooseworx was credited as having created, directed, and written this pilot. Now, I've known about Gooseworx for around 12 years. I think the first video of theirs that I watched was Industrial Elegance during my weird steampunk phase. Gooseworx has been quite a visionary, having created amazing covers and renditions of video game music to making their own original tracks. The past few years, I've seen them delve into animation and storytelling, having made strange works like Runmo, Elaine the Bounty Hunter, and the Darlie Boxman Show. If I could describe their style, it would be geometric surrealism. They seem to love basic shapes and absurd situations, bright colors, and the occasional splash of sudden violence. It's a fun combination that can also be a bit overwhelming for some people. It's definitely not for everyone, but you still gotta appreciate the work that Gooseworx puts in. So with that out of the way, Gooseworx joined up with Glitch Productions to make a show, and the big question here is it any good? Well, I've already mentioned that I have enjoyed it, but there are some things that could use improvement. Before I talk about that, let's get into the basics. The Amazing Digital Circus is, in general, about a bunch of people that somehow get trapped in a virtual world. Think Digimon or Sword Art Online, but with a protagonist that's actually interesting. The group of folks are overseen by a weirdo made of teeth and eyes named Kane, who is voiced by Alex Rochon. Or is it Rochon? I'm not really sure. I'm sorry if you happen to watch this and I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. Kane gives our characters fun adventures to go on so that they don't lose their minds while trapped in this digital purgatory. The show starts us right in the middle of a musical number, which is cut short when our protagonist, Pomni, voiced by Lizzie Freeman, arrives. Pomni is very much the audience insert character. She asks questions and desperately tries to find a way to escape. As the episode continues, we watch her attempt to keep her sanity as all sorts of weird stuff happens. So far, the story itself has not gripped me too much. It's got your usual hints of a darker, more complex story hidden beneath a veneer of bright, colorful characters and their antics. If you've seen, like, Adventure Time, you'll know what I'm talking about. And, like Adventure Time, it's the characters and voice acting that's the main draw. I gotta say, each character is very unique in appearance. I think almost too unique at times because some of them had to have been an absolute pain to animate. I think most folks we were introduced to got a decent amount of screen time as well, although Pomni, Jax, and Ragatha are probably going to be who we'll focus on the most if a full series is made and the other goobers acting more on the sidelines. Jax, voiced by Michael Kovac, is probably going to be an audience favorite given his aloof, kinda dickish attitude. I'm sure people on Tumblr are furiously making fan art of him as we speak. My personal favorite character was Kinger, voiced by Sean Chiplock. I have a soft spot for characters who are slightly or maybe overtly unhinged and are trying to keep it together. And can I just say that the voice acting in this was superb? I think everyone did a great job giving it their all. I think the thing that absolutely should not be changed between this pilot and a potential series are the voice actors. Please keep all of these folks in it. Now, I think Glitch Productions was well aware of just how much the internet was going to latch on to these goobers, because they've already made some merch based on them, which is understandable. The show is a pilot and they need to prove it can make money if they want to keep making it. And based on the view count, I'm going to say that they'll have no issues making more episodes. But besides marketable characters, what else does this show have to offer? Well, if this pilot is anything to go on, the animation alone would be worth the price of admission, which is free. I think what I was especially impressed with were the facial expressions on characters who don't even have faces. Kane in particular is a pair of dentures with 2 eyes and he has a ton of emotion. And Pomni, being fortunate enough to have a face, has plenty of emotion going on. Plus, character movement is extremely fluid and at times you'll pause the video just to look at the goofy smear frames. Although I will say that I hope the show improves the lighting a bit in the future. I'm not sure how to quite explain it, but things felt a bit too bright at times. Like, it was missing some sort of shader application or something. I'm not sure what the fancy terms are, but it just felt a bit off. I'm sure they'll be able to tinker with Unreal Engine 5 a bit more before the full series is made. But besides that, I think the current style they have works. I'm curious to see what other characters they'll make in it. Hopefully nothing too difficult to animate. Now, the music is another aspect where the show really excels. It should be noted that Gooseworx wasn't the only composer on this project, as Evan Alderete, God, I really hope I pronounced this name right too, was also a composer for this pilot. And they both did a fantastic job. It's fun, mysterious, bombastic, and engrossing. I hope they start posting the OST somewhere soon if they haven't already. So, much like a circus, this pilot is fun, colorful, and has all sorts of strangeness to it. And like the circuses of yesterday, the people in it are suffering and trapped. Very fun. I say if you got spare time, give it a watch. It's a surprisingly robust 25 minutes and 45 seconds long pilot that seems to go pretty quick. It doesn't waste a lot of time and gets right into the antics. The story may not be the most engaging, but the characters are enough to keep you engrossed. I should also note real quick that this is a pilot episode. The things that are seen in it are probably subject to change once an official show gets going. So any sort of qualms or complaints I might potentially have could be rectified in the future or exacerbated. For right now, however, I think this work is in a really good spot and I hope they continue to improve upon it. Oh, and also I've seen that some folks who worked on it have also posted videos featuring the storyboards they worked on right here on YouTube. I'll leave some links in the description if you want to check them out. I always think it's cool to see how the animated sausage is made. I should have used a better comparison there. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I said I wanted to focus solely on horror-related content for the rest of this month, but then this pilot suddenly showed up and I knew I had to talk about it. The next video will hopefully be horror-related and very groovy. With that all said, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what your favorite flavor of popcorn is. I just prefer regular movie theater popcorn with ungodly amounts of butter-flavored oil on it. It may not be good for you, but it's good for your soul. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Linda.